Yo, let's talk about the meltdown in college that we see happening around us. So everything from the Claudine Gay scandal to the closing of Mills College and this SFAI, the San Francisco Art Institute. We see a fundamental problem happening around us in the nature, in the actual nature of what's happening in college. So I have run a graduate program in design for the past 23 years, and I have had a front row seat, I believe, to many of the problems that are plaguing contemporary education, both colleges and graduate schools. To really cut to the chase, I want to take you back to 1988, to an 18-year-old young man, me, that was interested in studying art and design with a focus on graphic design. There were but two ways that I could gain that knowledge. One was to apprentice in a commercial arts studio, where the language of graphic design, things like picas, the units of measure, they weren't inches and they weren't millimeters, they were points and picas. Typesetting had its own secret, sacred language to it. I could learn that by sitting next to an individual who practiced the black art of graphic design in a commercial environment where I apprenticed to that individual. Or I could go to effectively a trade school. In 1988, I went to the Rochester Institute of Technology. Their mission was to teach technical knowledge, to transmit technical knowledge, even within art schools, things like drawing, of something called sight size, as an example, which is where you take the substrate that you're drawing on and you place it in proximity to right next to the thing that you're drawing. So if your easel is here, you look beyond the easel. Those two items that you're drawing, they appear to be the same size. And so what you can do, as an example, is you can look at the thing you're drawing and you can simply move your eyes back and forth to find the differences in proportion between the thing you're drawing and the actual object. The sight size or anchoring is a specific technique that is taught in drawing, or that was taught in drawing, that it would be hard for an individual to stumble upon on their own. Or within the field of graphic design, even the notion of how does one set type. All of that has changed, as we know. YouTube, lynda.com, Domestika, which is an absolutely fantastic learning tool. Those tools have democratized, have broadened access to technical information in a way that is, to some degree, inconceivable from a historical perspective. That alone has changed the raison d'etre, the reason for many colleges to exist. So colleges, to my mind, the university, art school, higher education now exists for effectively three reasons. The first is access to equipment that is beyond the financial reach of the individual. So if you're studying microelectrical engineering, or back in the 80s at the Rochester Institute of Technology, I had classmates that basically said that what they were learning is that they were learning a form of photography or lithography. Well, an individual can't own that equipment. Today, as an example, in ceramics, running high-tech kilns is an extremely expensive task. So one of the reasons for the university to still stay in existence is that individuals can basically pool their resources to gain access to equipment that they couldn't afford on. The second reason is to have a cohort, to have a group of people that are culturally interested in the same issues as the student, to push one another forward. Those are two of the very legitimate reasons for college to remain, for higher education to remain active. But having said that, through YouTube, as an example, through YouTube or Domestika, I could learn to perform open heart surgery on a monkey or on a dog. Now, credentialism is the last reason to go to school. So what we see in colleges is we see students who want to go to prestigious well-known brand name institutions in order for them to prove to the outside world that their ideas have merit. We've seen absolute turmoil within colleges and universities, and it has to do with really the idea that in terms of market differentiation, with the democratization of information, with information technology providing secret, sacred, and technical information at almost no cost to anyone who is interested, universities and colleges have had to move into other areas. They have had to change the fundamental nature of what they do. So to some degree, colleges have become experience engineers, almost like Disney World, or almost like a Carnival cruise. What they focus on is the experience of the customer, which is the student. Now, having said all of that, I think that there is some legitimacy to that. college is extremely expensive. So I completely understand when the university is not providing a sufficiently rich experience. But this has fundamentally altered what is happening, how we gain access to sacred, technical, and secret knowledge. And until that situation on a larger, until that is rectified, colleges are in for quite frankly, for a hell ride.